So guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to solve maximize capital problem. So problem statement: given a set of investment projects with their respective profits, we need to find the most profitable projects. We're given an initial capital and are allowed to invest only in a fixed number of projects, right? Our goal is to choose projects that give us the maximum profits. Okay, we can start the investment projects only when we have the required capital. Once projects is selected, we can assume that its profit has become our capital. So there's a lot of information here, right? So probably let's dive in an example. So we're given a list of capitals and a list of profits, right? So there are 3 projects, right, from this input, right? And we have 2 separate lists, contains capitals and profits. So from here we can see that for the first projects, the required capital is 0, and it will for sure generate a profit of 1. Same here, second projects require 1 capital, right, and will generate 2, right? The project 3 require 2 capitals and we generate 3, and the initial capital is our capital, right? Is the money that we currently have. The number of projects is 2, which means we have 2 projects, right, to invest in, right? So we're gonna invest in 2 projects from out of 3 projects here, right? And we try to invest in a way that generates most profit, right? So important thing here is that we can start an investment project only when we have the required capital. It means initially we have capital 1, right? So we can only invest on projects that require capital of 1 or less than 1, right? So there's 2 projects that satisfy that constraint, which is the first and second projects, right? We can either invest on these 2 projects, right? So for the sake of maximizing our profit, right, amongst those choices that we can make, we probably want to pick the projects with the most profit, right? So as you can see here, the first one we generate 1 and the second we generate 2, so we probably want to invest on the second projects, right? So after invest on second projects, we will get a profit of 2, right? So that profit will add up to our capital, right? My current capital, our current capital here. As you can see, once the project is selected, we can assume that its profit has become our capital. So we selected second projects, and we can assume that we can get immediate result, immediate profit here. So 2 is add up to our profit. So after investing on the second project, my capital is 3 now, right? So again, we have one more project to invest in, right? Which is the first and the third projects, right? So now our capital is 3. What are the choices here? We don't count on the second because we have already invested in it, right? So 2 choices here. Again, we need to see which one will generate. These two both satisfies the constraints which is within our capital, right? So we have capital of 3 now, so we can invest to either one of these. So I want to see which one will generate more profit. So of course the third one. So we invest on the third one, and we will have profit of 3 add up to our current capital, which is 3. So we end up with 6, right? We end up with capital of 6, right? So the expected output is 6, right? So that's how we can solve it, right? As you as I explained, there are a couple of things to notice here, which is right, as you can see, as we solve the problem, right, we need to somehow select out the projects that within our profit, right? Within our capital, within our current capital, right? So for example, let's say we have projects A, B, C, D, E, and from these we need to pick out only projects that is within our capital. For example, our capital let's say capital is X, right? Color X. So assuming that there are three projects that within our capital, which is, let's say, A, C, E, right? These are the options, right? And among these projects, wait a minute, but right, we need to select our projects that are within our capital, right? So it is something similar how we can solve this problem. which is we take out k elements, right? K smallest elements, right? So our threshold here is x, right? We need to find k elements that is less than x in threshold, right? So it is the k smallest problem. Yes, it is. It is, right? We can solve it using a heap, right? Wanna find all the elements, all the projects are within the capital, right? So this is something like k smallest, right? Projects, k smallest, k smallest top k smallest, right? Top k smallest problem that we can use a heap, right? So that is one point to notice. Another one is among these three projects, we need to extract the only projects, one project to invest in, and that projects must be the projects that generates most profit among these. Find the most profit projects among ICE. So again, here is for this pattern, we can right away think of using another heap, right? Which is a mux heaps, right? Mux heap, right? Mux heap allows us to extract the item with maximum value. For this problem, I'm using mean heap, right? So after we pick the project to invest, right? Our capital will be incremented, right? Thanks to the profit that we got from the invested projects, right? So again, so for example, we pick C. C is the most profit, right? Then now our capital will be X plus profit of C, right? So again, we need to find all the projects that within the new capital, right? Our current capital. So it is it implies that you wanna get into a loop, right? So that's the high overview of how I want to solve it, right? I'm gonna use two heaps here, min heap and max heap, right? So let's try to code it out. I'm gonna use two heap here. let's import a heap class from the collection library. Okay, we need two heaps here. We need two heaps. Okay, the first one is min heap. New heap, right? Initialize it, right? Wait a minute. P1, P2. For one project here, we need to know one project must contain the information about the capital and the profit, right? So how about creating a class projects to keep inside those piece of information. So this dot profit is equal to profit. This dot capital equal to capital. Okay. So here, assuming that we pushing project into heap, right? Then P1 and P2 will be project instance. So for min heap, it will be P2 dot min heap wanna extract. Min heap wanna use for finding cái smallest projects in terms of capital, right? In terms of capital, so I'm gonna use I'll take the capital of P2 minus capital of P1. Okay. Another heap is max heap, right? But max heap is used for extract the most profit projects, right? So for max heap, P1 will come first. P1 dot profit minus P2 dot profit. Okay. So we have two heaps now. So let's say in order to find all the projects within my capital, we probably want to first add all projects into min heap, right? Add all projects into min heap. Okay, so for let's say that I equal to of array of length can be profits, not length. Okay, I'll access the keys. So keys will run from 0 to length of profit minus 1, right? So we want to get access to the index here. So for example 0 1, for example 1 2 3, then the index will be 0 1 2. Okay, so I will be the index of every item in capitals and profits. So keys here. So okay, I want to add into min heap at the projects. I want to add the projects. I'm going to create project, new project. The first is profits. So we take from profits array at index I. Second with capital, from capitals array at index I. Okay. So after here, want to take out all projects. Want to take out all projects within my capital. In order to do so, I'm going to use a while loop, right? So as long as the smallest number, the smallest, the project with smallest capital inside the min heap is still less than or equal to our initial capital, then gonna consider it, right, to be our candidates, right? It is within my capital, my capacity, so that can be a candidate, right? So as long as the smallest one in the min heap, the project with smallest capital in the min heap, pick, right? Here will be the projects. I'm going to extract the capital is still less than or equal to my capital, which is initial capital. Then okay, these projects can be a candidate, right? So as we discussed earlier, we're gonna add all the candidates in order to find the largest, the most profit projects out of all the candidates. One have to add all of those projects into the mark sheet, right? Wanna add the projects, right? That candidate project is minheap.pop, right? So after we pop out from minheap and add to the mark heaps, right? We come back here again. We can extract the. You can check the currently smallest the projects with currently smallest capital, right? Check with my initial capital, right? So right when we have a project that greater than my capital, right? It means all the other projects inside min heap will not cannot be my candidate. So at the time I'm gonna stop, right? So now we need to find the most profits one just by taking out it from the max heap, right? Because for max heap we always have access to the item with the largest value, right? In this case we have access to the projects with most profit, right? So the most profit one will be max heap dot pop. For the most profit one, most profit project, something like that, right? What one thing to notice here is that it can be the case that we can't find any uh, any any projects within my capital. So in that case, the max heap will be empty. So we don't want to pop projects out if the max heap is empty. So if max heap dot length equal to 0 is something that don't know yet. Throw an arrow. No options, right? So most profits projects. So it can be this one will generate profit, right? That we can add to our capital, right? So the new capital will be initial capital plus most profit projects, the profit of more profit projects. So one thing missing here that we want to do these logics as long as we still have projects to invest, right? So for example, here is we have 2 projects to invest. We need to do this stuff, this logics twice, right? So as long as the number of projects is still greater than 0, I want to take out all the projects with my capital and find the most profit want to invest, right? Increase my capital and repeat. So as long as we need to update the number of projects after we invest in one project. We decrement the number of projects by 1, right? So after all, we just return initial capital, right? Here we updated it while investing projects, right? Let's say is there anything missing here. No, let's run a test. Just 9 and 3. Oops. Cannot. Alright. We don't have a pick here. What's wrong with that? Yeah, to failing test. What's wrong? Mean here. Here I add every projects. Okay, add every projects. This one should be capitals. That is not something that makes our code wrong. We add the projects. Let's check here a little bit. For min heap, T2 first beyond second, maxi beyond first. Here we want to get out the one with minimum capital, right? But here we want to get out the one with maximum profit, right? So that should be correct. We add all the project is min heap, right? Okay. So we want to invest in this amount of projects, right? So as long as it's still within the 0, we still have something to do. So in heap, we take out one with smallest capital. Is that still within my capital? If it yes, it can be a candidate to invest in. So I pop it now. Do I need to pop it now? Yes, we need to pop it now. And add that one to distribute projects, right? Here we probably want to check min heap length first. If we still have something in the min heap, right? Then we'll do these logics. But that maybe not the point. Oh, it works. Okay. So if we don't have something here, we can just return it, right? It's not an error. It's just that we don't have a we don't have any candidate to invest, right? So we just break from here to exit this loop and return my capital. So that's it for maximize capital using two heaps. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.